So glad she said that. IT is, again, I said, it's a colorblind industry. It's also a certificate blind industry. A lot of times, if you know how to, if you're self-taught and you can show them that you've built this stuff on your own, they don't give a shit. They care about practicality. I hired people who had did it, not people who could do it in the school. It's one of the greatest industries, and anybody in IT, tell them if I'm lying or not. It's one of the greatest industries where the great equalizer is if you've done it. You can be a 15-year-old, and if they can look at your work and see you've done it, they'll hire you. They do it all the time. You can be a 20-year-old. You can be a 50-year-old. You can be a 60-year-old. You can be self-taught in a lot of these industries. Why, even if you're at your job, just go home and learn it when you get off your job. You have to realize, remember, even at $15 an hour, you didn't understand what I was telling you. Say you make $40,000 a year. You're saying $15 an hour only makes $31,000. Cool. But you equalize that by just putting in more work. And when you put in more hours, you can get right back to 40, and you're working in an industry that will blow you up, unlike the one you were at, which you were at the top. That's it. You're just realizing what has more potential. So you take a step back for something that has more potential. Same thing with dating. If you're in a relationship and that fucker is stale, this is the best it's got. Yes, it's hard to walk out of that relationship and start back over single. But sometimes you have to do it in order to get in a better relationship, because staying in that relationship will keep you stagnant and keep you unhappy because there's no growth. Look at your job the same way.
Right. I agree, Rick. I'm sorry. When I was 25, I was making my 25, and it's because I had worked my way up. I guess the thing, if you make it $20, $25, and there are help desk positions, help desk roles that will pay you that $20 an hour, but you just needed to get in the door. Then you can use that to leverage other places, because IT, I hate to agree, but experience matters most. Like, this person have a meal. If they can't do what this other person do, it does not matter. Experience.
No, he not. I'm not. I mean, he's saying nothing wrong. I ain't hate. I mean, you gotta hate to agree. He's not saying nothing wrong. I'm saying,
thank you.
For a practicality standpoint, I'm talking to the people that are in a position right. A lot, like I said, I already explained. A lot of the things that we do, especially if you're not in construction or something like that, your role already translates to something IT, right? Let's say you were a manager at that same call center, right? When those employees' computers break down, typically, what do? Right? You troubleshoot before you contact IT. Technically, you already helped this. If you can actually show your work, which is what I said, and I think everybody missed that part, where I said, fuck all that other shit, fuck a cert, fuck all that. You getting your certs, but actually know the shit. Because you can get online right now, make no mistake, and you can learn. Somebody will give you the examples for the industry and give you the info on what it is that you do, like tech-wise, and you can pass the class. But once
they'll never want to get, and these are a group of people who don't like me.
Be able to do the shit. So the first thing I said was, learn this shit. Learn it.
And that's what's sad. That we'll say because we don't like somebody, we don't want to hear it.
The only thing that you get different with that is that you actually have the certification. So in addition to you actually being able to prove or show your work, you actually are certified, so they can't act like you don't have the certification. That was the whole point. I was never preaching for people to be paper cues, etc., as one would say, right? I'm saying you definitely want to know your work, but you are in a different stratosphere when you're 33 and you got 2 kids. You can't afford that. So what do we do? How do we speak to those people? We can't keep telling the same thing we saying, like, yeah, black people be behind the curve, but you can't sit up here and just have a conversation as if they can afford that. Like, right? So what would be some steps that I can do in my position to circumvent it? That's all I'm doing. I'm giving them game on that.
Well, you got to leverage the skills that you already have into something else. Just like that is essentially what 23%.
Which is what I just said.
Service experience, then you can turn that into help desk. If you already been a manager somewhere, you probably already have 10,000 hours for your project management units. You can start studying for your PMP at that point. Like that's what you already have.
Which is what I just said. Which is literally what I was saying. He wasn't wrong.
But you're still gonna have to start at the bottom regardless. You're not gonna come in. A lot of people think that they come in the tech thinking they're gonna make $80,000. That's not gonna happen.
No, I mean,
the college basketball player starts the NBA at the bottom.
For example, like PMP, even project managers, teachers can honestly go straight into project management.
Sure can.
They just gotta know, they just gotta learn a little bit about tech. But that teaching is literally project management. Like, what do you think a lesson plan is? Like, you get the lesson plan, okay, you teach the lesson, and then you analyze your data after, then you take that data back and then you apply it to the next lesson. That's
Right, but
teaching is literally the same thing.
But you don't have to. But you don't have to take that and then say you're going to start from the bottom because you already
that's
got
what I'm
those
saying.
things.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You don't have to start from the bottom. There's a
Like
lot of
that's what I'm speaking.
But
for.
don't
They're not, and I'm not knocking y'all because y'all again.
but
y'all
don't
not wrong,
don't fear it
but I
though,
don't even-
Don. Don't
I
fear
ain't-
starting at the bottom is what I'm.
I'm
Please
saying-
let them know. Don't
I'm
fear it.
just telling. No, I'm look the difference, Tommy. I was never saying fear it or don't accept it. I'm saying I also don't subscribe to the look. Don't disrespect everything you already did because you don't feel like you fit in. Because I'm literally telling them like, okay, hey man, here goes some stuff that maybe you didn't even know was the circumstances of your situations, right? So like a lot of people think like, oh yeah, well, I wasn't working on computers or something like that, so I can't add a lot of that experience, right? But if you've been working with Excel spreadsheets for the past 10 years and you want to get into something tech, you know data set and data entry or production is all a part of the tech industry. And you've already been working with Excel spreadsheets for the past 15 years. You probably took your cert, had to learn a few extra things, but you should not be subtracting all of that experience that you previously got just because it wasn't a part of the tech cert. That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. No, Don, I can agree with you completely. Like, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Come back to me.
I'll come back. And listen, I wanted to say this part of it. This is a lot of what we deal with as us as black people, because I look at it and say we close our minds to a lot of stuff that's involving us, but we don't close our minds involving them. And let me explain. White people, we feel they're racist, we feel they do whatever. But we'll sit down with a white person who we think is racist and let them tell us something about an industry or let them hire us for a job that we don't particularly like just to get ahead. I notice that I don't know a lot of these people. These people will know me and don't like me. They'll block me and I don't know them and ain't never said nothing wrong to them. But common sense would be everybody is different people in different areas. This is one area in which I am really well versed in. Another one where I make a
Facts.
nothing but it, to the point of where one of the managers came to me and said something about it, that I'm just bringing this influx of blacks in. And I said to him, oh no, I'm just looking at the best resume. Now, was I looking at the black person? Sure was, because I wanted them to get in. I would even help them with their resume, and court can tell you that. If you've been to a certain point in IT, you can make your resume say whatever the fuck you want it to say. You literally can. If you've done 6 months of something, you can say you've done a year of it. If you've done 2 years of something, you can say you did 4. That's the great thing about IT. If you good at it, all you got to do is be able to do it when you walk in the door. They don't give a shit what your resume says. So that's how you do it. If you can do it, they don't care. So what I'm saying is you got a lot of black people who close out people like me because they call them coons and sellouts. And what end up happening? We end up having to work with the fucking white people because all you do is call us fucking names instead of just common sense saying, I may not like what the nigga said about this, but this nigga's really good at this. I don't know his whole person. We don't close out white people. We'll still go to a white restaurant that we know racist. Niggas still go to Denny's. Niggas still buy Liz Claiborne. But a black person, y'all will shut them the fuck out. And I was so shocked when I saw so many people had blocked me and I never even spoke to them, or some of them I had spoke nice to, just because their friends said, oh, that's a coon, that's a sellout. But the coon sellout has hired more blacks than anybody in here. The coon sellout has made more black millionaires than anybody. He made himself one. So maybe you should listen to him no matter how much he a fucking coon. Sit back and do it like you do your damn teacher. You don't like your teacher, but you take your ass to class. You don't like your work. You don't like the place where you work, but you take your ass there and punch in and punch out. And you take what you learn and you walk out and you use it on your own. If black folks could just do that, shut up and learn from somebody, take what the fuck they said, then use it. You ain't gotta like them. I fuck many bitches I don't like, but I want to get an orgasm. So it don't really matter to me. I don't care what the fuck your thoughts are. I'm gonna come when I come, you can leave. So why don't we do that as black folks? But we too busy trying to put each other down, and y'all will have a doorway into an industry because that black person want to bring other black people with him. But, and I'll leave it with this. If you go to any school in America, There's always a nerd group. And I give this analogy all the time. Do you know what one nerd group there's not? Black nerds. Do you know why? Because we're not accepted by y'all. So we have to end up hanging out with Indians, end up hanging out with Chinese, and end up hanging out with whites. There's no black nerd table at no school. And that ought to tell you something. Y'all discard your people who can do the most for you. The people who can build your fucking infrastructure so you won't have to keep getting water from whites. The people who can build your infrastructure so you won't have to have white doctors. You won't have to have white lawyers. Infrastructure builders, you should keep them. Because guess what whites do with their nerds after they give them noogies all day? They put them motherfuckers in positions to run shit because they know they're good at it. I ain't got to like them, but they're good at it. We need to do that more often. Listen with your ears and stop walking into things saying you know everything.
Well,
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, first things first, a lot of people could leverage their skills into quality assurance and user interface and user design tests, especially people who have art degrees. Even though I think, I ain't gonna talk about the art degrees, but yeah, I think that's one of the things that more people, I
what
see
you
a
mean
lot
art degrees? Like bachelor's of arts, or you mean literal arts?
literal like arts. I know people with literal like drawing degrees, a degree of art.
Yeah, QA is a big industry where they want QA is quality control and quality analyst.
Quality, yes. A lot
Yep.
of people is they already have a lot of jobs and they have a lot of openings anyway because you need people to test these products before they're actually
Yep.
production.
Tell them about how much money they paying motherfuckers to test games. Tell them about that. How much money they paying motherfuckers to test games before they go before they go online.
Oh, you're gonna get paid well to do that. The
Mhm.
average salary for them is gonna be well between 75 to 100K for somebody just to play video games all day.
Tell it.
Yeah, bro.
I know somebody who made 68K as his start, and all he did was play PS5 all day, y'all. Play PS5. The biggest
look,
tech
but
company,
guess what?
no matter
But
if you,
guess what?
hold on, let me just say this. I'm gonna let it go. The biggest thing is how you think, your analytical mind. You remember what Dre
Yes.
said earlier? He was
Yes.
like, I don't know the answer. And I told him that it's not about you having all the skills. It's not about you having all the experience and certifications. The way you think is what's going to get you into these doors. A lot of people have to have an analytical.
But you notice that's not. But see, what you notice, what you just said, and everything y'all saying. Y'all talking about that $15 an hour, but none of the motherfucking salaries y'all just
And she
said
one of them
equate
chicks
to
that
no
blocked
fucking
me
$15
for no
an hour.
reason.
That's
I didn't even know she had
Honestly,
blocked
I
me.
don't
I
think
went and looked to see who she was,
That's all
and it
that
says
is.
this person has blocked you. I've never spoken against that person. That's why I said everything I was saying.
$20 an hour. In DC, I think
It's
the
at,
minimum
I'm looking
wage
in
is
here.
15. So in
It's at
DC,
least
I know
6 women that have
about
blocked me, and I've never said a word to them.
All I said was that the motherfucking salaries that y'all be naming.
They block me as if
$25
I'm
an
talking to
hour. It's
them.
not.
So that's one thing. I remember what I was gonna say. So that's why I'm a teacher, because kind of like what Don's saying, I wasn't about to get paid $15 an hour.
Teachers don't get paid that much more than 15 an hour.
I was just now teaching,
And they put in hours and don't get
I went on
overtime.
that interview. They were like, so this
Y'all
job
hear
requires
this?
you to
A
code. Are you
teacher.
okay with that? I said, hell yeah. I've been teaching myself how to code for months now. I got hired on the spot. And now they got me talking to people like, I live in
Is
Austin.
somebody talking? Oh, my mic went out.
No, it's somebody talking.
Oh, okay,
So
I'm gonna drop
in-
to come back.
Austin is a big tech hub right now. Like, it's growing. So like I be going to these conferences with people that are like directors, C-level executives for all these tech companies. And my
Amen,
school
7.
is literally like, just talk to Courtney. She knows what to do. Like my principal, whenever we go to these meetings, she's just like, hey, I need you to come to this meeting right quick. Tell them what we're doing.
What's up, y'all?
Lauren said they
They
speaking
doing all this
Chinese
stuff.
now.
So hell yeah, on my resume, I'm talking about,
Just
yeah, I'm a
chilling, looking at
community
this
leader.
shit.
I did this, I did that, because that's what I'm doing. And it's super duper easy. And
Technically you have, and that's the
yeah,
thing. That's
technically I have. So like
people don't be realizing that a lot of these tech jobs, the experience that you already have
yes.
I'll step down from being a teacher to go into
and you
IT.
now understand Scrum
I'll step
or whatever.
like why don't they
you
get
still already had your management skills?
why don't they get the simple idea that you take a step back to take a step forward? If I already make $20 an hour, I'm not gonna go back to 15. And I'm telling the motherfucker, you can get the same money if you just put in more hours then.
They deserve.
But you'll get a skill that will take you farther than the one you're in.
Shortcut themselves in situations where they don't, because that same shit y'all talking about with all these Indian motherfuckers. You think these Indian motherfuckers is coming over here and getting a $15 hour job? What? And you
Yes.
You think they drop?
I hired them.
not.
Yes. I hired them. Yes.
not.
When no, listen. Listen. Hold on, sir. You're talking to a dude that. Okay. My resume tells you that I'm telling the truth, and you're still telling them that I'm not.
The mass of them is getting the mass amount of people, the mass amount of Indian people that you see come over here. The majority of them people is getting $15 an hour tech jobs.
Listen, listen to me. Please let me explain it.
They're not starting up there.
Fucking yes, they are.
Please let me explain it.
Because I hired them.
Oh shit!
I work. Yes, I know.
He's lying now.
I know because I was approving their workday card.
Sir,
I approve they workday. Yes, and you all know what workday is.
Yes,
sir.
That is the timekeeping record. If you don't know, yes, I approve their cards. I input their salary.
Do you know what a rec is? Let me ask you. Do you know what a rec is?
Some shit with Kuta Polly on the end. Motherfucker making 90,000. He just graduated from UAT.
Let me ask you something. Do you know what a rec is?
Mic a little bit because what do you mean your mic is echoing real
good? Feedback. But again, Rick, them QA testers and stuff like that, they may start off at 65, but in a year or two, like I said, it's not going to take long. They may have to start at the bottom.
65 is not $15 an hour.
That's like you said, not 15.
It's only like that, man, because the other half ain't in our life, man. The males, that's if the fathers that's smart and logical, they are the missing link of why black people IQs ain't high. If you look at every other race IQ tests and you get surgical with it, I guarantee you they got both of their parents in the home and active in their lives. Unfortunately, we a lot of black people have it, but the ones that do, I bet you they IQ test score is high.
That they've been in the United States and that they have a skill that's needed, that they can get that. And then they will start demanding more. But they start off, which is why we hired the H-1Bs, because they were cheaper, because we could get them, we could lowball them. That's what it was. And the only reason they took that money was because they took the step back, which is something we're not telling black people to do, which we should. Sometimes you take a step back to take a leap forward. And they would do it for a reason. The same.
Facts.
Sometimes you gotta put your motherfucking dick on a motherfucking head and drop.
There we go.
Like, I don't listen, bro. I'm all for that humble beginning shit, bro. But look here, man. Motherfuckers ain't gotta do that. When I told y'all about that motherfucking call center shit, bro, that was a fucking call center. Wasn't nothing spectacular about it, and I ain't saying it wasn't no career. But guess what? While the motherfucker was making that 60 to 80,000, they could have been motherfucking getting a motherfucking search and also amassing an experience. Because if you work in computer systems, in most cases, you do have to do some type of help desk functions for yourself. You could add that to a resume. The whole point being, y'all keep acting like just because a motherfucker didn't start off in a job that said tech analyst or tech support on the end, that you can't be applicational in how you do your work. Also, y'all have already pointed out that in most cases, motherfuckers don't even need you to have that experience. They need you to be able to execute. So why would I backdoor that and tell a motherfucker they got to start off at 50?
He camping like a motherfucker. You gotta have that experience, bro. Unless one of those jobs say they train you too. But majority of these jobs out here, these high paying jobs, you gotta have the experience. Now, the education, you could pick up a trade. Most of them high ass companies, all you gotta do is get a trade in a type of field, and you don't have no criminal record because a lot of them still look at people with felonies as a liability. But it's like, can you blame them? They wasn't there with you when you did that crime. So if they don't hire you, you can't get mad at that.
You do not have to come in this bitch being humble. Like, fuck all that humble shit, man. If you actually take
Why does he keep saying fuck all that humble
what
shit?
the fuck you supposed to be doing, you done built yourself up. Then
I'm gonna talk like him. Watch this.
Motherfuckers be in field for fucking 10 years as black people getting underpaid because they run around that bitch trying to be appreciative that they got a fucking job. Meanwhile, they're supposed to be getting 180,000 2 years ago. And it
A lot of people don't want to move up because it's more responsibility when you move up. Well, he's saying it's cat. He the type of person I want to work, want to move up, but do little shit or have little education. Most people go to school trying to get those high positions, not start from the bottom, then work your way up. Nah, fuck all that. Go get your education or a trade so you can jump up there. And if none of those companies hire you, start your own shit.
One for security plus, the other one for pen test plus. He was in governance and risk and compliance. He motherfucking started a tech company earlier this year. He got 2 contracts, one with Verizon and the other one with Google. He got a $600,000 contract and a $500,000 contract. Nigga got 4 years of experience, making up $1.1 million. $1.1 million on 2 fucking contracts. All he do is hire motherfuckers. Don't y'all try to tell. Listen, you can't play them. Listen, you can't play the money games with me. You can't play none of that shit. I actually am in the know. I actually deal with these motherfuckers. Motherfuckers do not gotta be humble.
He capping like a motherfucker. Go in there and act crazy and ghetto in front of those people you trying to get a job from. They gonna shut you down real motherfucker quick. Yeah, he capping all the way. Tell me I ain't gotta be humble. That's what black people problem now. Think you about to come up in somebody's shit and you ain't gonna be humble. You ain't gotta be no bitch or a doormat. But damn, come with some respect. They been doing this shit before they hired you. Because they hired you, you the shit now. They'll drop your ass so quick. You ain't the only motherfucker out here.
And if you got
your boots up and then march as much as you can, bro. I remember I was telling.
And if you got employees, you're not a millionaire. You're a millionaire when that's your money.
Fucking grip off of that shit. Fucking 120% return in 1 month. Then motherfuckers like, what you doing, right? So I get.
You're not a millionaire because you do $1 million worth of business.
After it pop, we ain't talking about that. What we talking about is if you wanted to get into it and you missed the motherfucking wave, what can you do to get into it? So a lot of the people that's coming up is telling us about, just like you told us your story. Dre telling us he didn't work and get his sits. I mean, his search. He worked in tech. He worked in different positions that allowed him to amass a set of skills.
That's another bullet in. It's another bullet in chamber.
A bad motherfucker that's not to be fucking with. You hear me? It ain't all about that. It's just literally. It's more than one way to skin a cat. But
well, that's what the fuck I said.
Always get the motherfucking news we can use is a motherfucker being from the bottom. No, motherfucker, you could come in and get your motherfucking respect if you took the time to learn this shit for real though. Not that bullshit where you just start jumping off and then you do some shit just to do it. And you can actually execute. You actually are networking with motherfuckers. You're not gonna come in entry level. You're not gonna come in on the bottom. At bare minimum, you're gonna come in mid level, right? So if I was gonna tell a motherfucker,
this is crazy.
About getting into some shit, the first 2 things I would tell them is learn what the fuck you doing, and then start fucking networking with people that do this
man,
shit.
they ain't trying to hear from you, man.
In tech like Dre.
So you
Dre saying he gonna hire
you the motherfucker
right
who was
now
in the tech
with
shit.
no
You
experience.
was the one
as long as you got
hiring,
a really motherfucking.
They still don't want to hear
exactly what it says. He says if you're in Vegas,
you can tell how he sounds. He don't got none of that shit.
Y'all don't get it. Reno.
You can
as
look at
soon
Dre
as
picture and
you
know
get to
Dre
Chicago,
line.
Shoot me your resume.
Sound like
I'm
this.
hiring.
Sound like this.
I thought that was Silicon Valley. I don't know why, but I'm hiring techs to support my on-site customers. No job experience needed. I will teach you the job. I will give you the laptop. I will give you the tools you needed. Just be reliable. 1099 contract employees, and we're gonna pay you about $75 an hour. That sounds like $60 more than $15 an hour.
No,
As-
that does make sense because I know we talk a lot about the Asian community, but one community that we didn't speak on is the African community. I know a lot of Africans.
And they is not playing around.
Yeah, they not starting out in entry level. They going straight to the
$15 an
mid
hour.
level. Yeah.
You're not
I don't know.
starting at no
Because they
I don't
already
know.
got their
If that
shit
position
together
isn't something
before they even
they
come
will
over
work
to the
with,
state.
Dre is an anomaly in that case. There's not a lot of
Probably
positions that are
study
hired
No, and
over
wait,
the
wait,
net
wait.
at that
That's
country.
what men patients are saying, that hey, don't go in just
Keep it the bean. A lot of these tech positions y'all talking about, that's the $15 hour shit. That shit is an anomaly because that's not really tech. That's customer support. That's customer service. If we being for real, that shit is not tech. If you talking about
I
tech,
would say
real
$15.
tech,
Don't have nothing under
if you're
20.
talking about operation systems and knowing the difference between Linux and fucking Mac and fucking Microsoft and being able to actually flip through them bitches, if you're talking about being able to actually go in and control you and see what the fuck the program's code scripting requires and how to motherfucking reverse engineer on a goddamn firewall, then you are not getting $15 an hour.
yes, and you already have that skill, so of course you wouldn't be getting it. Again, it's just like the difference between LeBron James and somebody who's been in the league 15 years. There's another guy by the name of Schroeder. Schroeder wanted more than 85,000 that the Lakers offered him. He felt he was worth more than that.
No, that 85. Okay,
85 million,
okay.
sorry,
I'm
85
going with
million. They didn't give it to him. You know what he ended up having to play for last year? 2.5 million. And do you know why he had to take that step back? To make the leap forward, then he got the contract this year.
No. The reason why, but see, look, if we keep it at that way, I love that position. I love that point that you're making, right? Because that is a lesson in hubris, right? Schroeder thought he was way more than what he was.
He thought he was $100 million nigga.
Right. He wanted 100 million because he thought he was more than what he was. So he looked up with the 85 million and he didn't realize that because he was never really worth 85, 100, none of that, right? But that's why I keep saying, actually be the motherfucker that you think you are. So the first thing I keep telling motherfuckers is go actually learn this shit.
Right. So we're not anti, and I got to keep speaking your language. We're not anti big dick swinging, but we are anti telling a bitch that you can fuck all night and then 30 minutes later you finish. You got to know who you are. So that's it. We're just saying know who you are and know the path. Create one on your own, no problem, but know the path because I've done the path and have seen the path. Remember, I'm the guy who had no experience, who shouldn't have 2 years later been where I was. But because that's why I was saying in court. Court was talking about, I only had 6 months of experience, but I also had the table to be able to write my own resume. I knew how the shit worked from the inside. So I went to an outside company and said I had 2 years of experience with only 6 months. But because I knew in 6 months what the fuck I was talking about, they had to pay me. And because I stood in the gap and said, this is how much I'm worth. Now I was scared because I was like, I might not get this. Same thing that what happened to him. You sometimes got to take that chance, and it don't always work. It didn't work for him then, so he had to go back and play on a veteran's minimum, just to get the contractors. This time he didn't turn it down. But sometimes you do have to take that risk. Sometimes you got to be the Don and walk in there holding your dick. You got to. You got to believe it, even if no one else does. But what we're saying is there's, as you stated, more than one way to skin a cat. And in IT, the game is so good for us as blacks. I just wish that more of us would come in, because if we came in it, first off, we need to start running that damn thing when we get in there. They give us way too much money. You understand how me and my young friends got money from having minority contracts? We actually had security clearances at Northrop Grumman. If you don't know what it is, go look it up. 4 black young niggas could just walk in with security clearance because we were a minority contract and they gave us millions of dollars to fill their positions just because we were black. This racist ass country gave us an opportunity to start a business to hire other black people if we wanted to, or we could be dicks and leave other black people out. We didn't do that. We hired them, but we used from them white people who did not like us. They only gave us that job to fill a quota. We ain't dumb. But did we sit up there and argue with them? Y'all racist ass crackers. We gonna block you. No, we took that job and helped our people.
Fair use.
We didn't give a shit they didn't like us. Hell, I didn't like my mama several nights. I cleaned up so I can drive the damn car the next day. I didn't like what the fuck this bitch said to me. I'm pissed off. I don't want to take this trash out, but I do want to take that car out so I can take that girl out. We got to do that is all I'm saying, bro. Don, we on the same page. My dick might not be as big as yours. I don't know how to talk like that. I sometimes take the humble position. I'm the mid-level guy. Sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, I can't be that today. Today, I can't be that guy. But there's a lot of us who can't be that guy, but they still deserve an opportunity. And I'm trying to talk to them. Those guys who can make a difference.
No, you're not. That's why I said it. That's why I made the point. Make sure y'all never wrong.
See how you got to butter niggas up?
Everybody, I wanted to cut the promo again because this is a great opportunity. I wish I stayed in one of these places. And she said it's Salt Lake City, Vegas, Reno, soon ATL or Chicago. He in the speakers right now. It's the dude that's named Drake. You got to request, or you got to send him a request because his page is locked. He's saying he's hiring on site for the customer support.
Damn.
And he's gonna give you the laptop and teach you the roles of the job. That's like I see a lot of people DMing me. That's not a fake thing. He the one that put that out there. That's what he said he does. And that's what he's looking for. So if you in
Dre,
that area,
I want to let Dre know I got a podcast, 19 million views a week. I will let you come on my podcast and put out your job so you can get it to more people. I'll follow you now.
So that's
facts.
And that's $75 an hour. He's saying that he need these people in place. He needs some dedicated people that's really gonna be about their job, so that he's able to work from home like he need to, because he's working out of a totally different state than where he is. So he needs y'all. So this is not a fake application. Like, this is a real tech job, real tech experience, and paying real money.
Let me say this too.
Go ahead.
Since it look like I'm gonna be getting some information about it. Don't go looking for the job. This isn't a job you can go apply for. Me saying I'm fitting to hire some black people and put y'all in a position to win. I had somebody else do this, and I had to go talk to my manager about somebody calling my job because I sent them a work email so that they could send me a resume. Don't go looking for my job to find a job, the position, and try to apply that way. It won't happen. Please, if you do send me a resume, just send it to me, and then I'll take it from there. This isn't gonna go to a hiring manager. This is me saying this is 100% nepotism. Me saying, let me put y'all in a position to get some skills and make some money. That's easy. I'm gonna keep it with you.
Right now,
To everybody else in the space, this is a great debate and great topic.
They should ask
paper text. Remember, I said
how long
go
was that
online,
business
take a boot camp or take a
been in
course,
business
get the
for?
certification, and
If
don't
it's
understand the
it's been in
concept.
business
This
for
is where this debate
two or three
stems
years, I
from.
pass up on
You
that.
need to
That's too
actually
damn good to
know
be true.
these skills, or actually have somebody teach you through them. Because if you walk in the door like Rick is telling you, and you coming in, you don't know that shit, they're gonna laugh you out the door. I've had recruiters tell me about people who coming in there and thinking they're gonna make 80, 100K because they took their security plus or their test and don't know anything. You can ask them what's port 80, and they don't know. That's very simple. So yeah, if you're gonna do this, make sure you're really ready to do this.
right, which is why with me getting my service, it's taking a little longer with some of the shit I'm doing, because I actually sit there and write down the fucking notes. I actually go and then try to replicate or get more understanding on this shit. Because
you're actually doing great. You know, they've done a psychologist study on that when you write things down, you actually take them in better. So you doing that is actually helping understand it. You're doing great.
like what's always been more important to me is to know. So like I like to know. Like I know all about Fibonacci retracements and Bollinger Bands and shit like that. And when I talk like that, mothers be like, why you talk like that if I be explaining? And I say, well, you investing or doing something in motherfucking MetaTrader 4 is all just buy and sell, and you looking at two simple things, the probability of one going up. Because I like to know the lingo. I don't like a motherfucker talking over my head, and I don't like a motherfucker talking at me, not to me. So everything I do, I have to have a sound understanding of. So you ain't finna play with me because I know that I know what I know. So when I walk in, yes, it's dicks for everybody. Everybody can get a dick right on your head, bitch. Here go a dick. I brought multiples of them bitches, and we gonna lay them out there. Yeah, all you bitches can get a dick. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
If you know that you don't know the stuff like that or you're not ready, then do what you know.
I think dude just want to hear himself talk. You actually got Tommy, who actually worked at IBM, who is currently built the quantum computer. They ain't even talking about that yet. That's crazy.
Same thing, I think patience, or somebody said it earlier, you got to ask questions. When I did my technical interview, like they're looking for people who are like, they were like, oh, do you know how to do this? I'm like, no, but can you teach me real quick and see if I can replicate it and you give me another problem to do? And that's exactly what I was doing. Anything that I didn't know, I said, teach me how to do it and then give me another problem and let me do it again. It's kind of like math class, right? So that's
Ain't none of them, and none. I bet you they don't know about fiber optics. See, I'm a certified fiber optic technician. That's the new wave of internet that's coming, man. Quantum internet is faster than a motherfucker. And IBM that Tommy went to is already built. They built one themselves, a quantum computer, which means it gotta be cool at negative 400. It won't work unless it's that damn cold. Man, it's crazy.
Night, and instead of going to sleep and coming back in the office the next day, you went home, read that book, solved that damn problem, and came back the next day with it. You now have that skill, even though you don't technically have that skill.
problem solve, yeah, if you don't know how to problem solve, you're not being, especially if you're trying to get into coding and programming, because I don't know the IT shit. I know how to program. That's what I do. So if you don't know how to
Fair
problem
use,
solve and figure
fair
to solve
use.
a problem, oh,
Clean,
software engineering is just out
hold
the
it down.
is out
And you
the
got to remember,
Right,
it's front
file
end
out.
and back end. A lot of
Right.
people don't know a lot of
Yeah.
these words that you're hearing. C plus. There's a front end of it and a back end of
in
it.
a back end. Even
Sure is.
there's so many things like with programming, like there's so many things that you can do. Like are you sorry, my bad.
Are you good? I'm just
No, I
training
think
my
he was
dogs.
agreeing with you. But and another thing, a lot of like what she's saying, she knows Python. I know people who know Ruby on Rails, C++, all that stuff like that. But with those, a lot of your skills are transferable. Because I knew Azure, me learning the AWS was
Yes.
like a
It's
lot of
all
people are
it's
transferable.
just different.
They're like,
That's
I
what I
don't know
mean by
this, but
elements.
I know this, and that's good enough.
Yes,
Like,
that's exactly what I mean by elements.
Let me
Like
do
the all
And patience is Tommy, not Tony.
let me do two quick plugs. One, for everybody that was asking, I put, you know what I'm saying, some news you can use up at the top. This right here, I just be finding little deals like this, bro. This is a real site. I already bought the shit twice, actually. I bought the one for 2022 and I bought the one for 2023. This is the full CompTIA bundle. CompTIA is a world-class certification site for all things IT. This is the full bundle. It gives you all the courses, all the data for every certification. The 16 that they got, that bitch is $44.97. And that's in comparison to a lot of these places. If you Google this shit for the fucking courses, they charge you $700 for the course, and you still gotta pay $370 for the fucking test. This is the full bundle. Everything you gonna learn in that bitch right there is the same thing they gonna tell you on any one of them courses. You could get that bitch off Fat Kids Deals for $44 right now. Also, if you in the state of Texas, this now I don't know if they got it somewhere else. Y'all look it up and see. But in the state of Texas, they just passed an initiative. So they got 1,000 IT certifications that you can get for
That is
free.
true. I'm in
Paid through
Texas.
the state of Texas, including the test, and it's going to be through the workforce.com site. Look up Metrics Learning, METRIX learning.com, and they paying for the site. They paying for all of the courses, and they pay for the test. Texas is literally paying niggas to get their fucking IT certifications right now, and they got 1,000 courses. They got more than just the IT shit too. But I'm talking, even if you're not talking about the tech shit, just management shit. Six Sigma, lean, I'm talking everything from white belt to champion belt. All them bitches, they paying for all that shit. METRIX learning.com. And they paying for all that shit. So if a motherfucker trying, you ain't got no reason to not succeed because it's right there.
And let's finish with this, Don. Let's finish with this, though. Do you understand, guys? Automation is taking everyone out of work. Automation is going to do your job. I just saw an automated damn drone picking apples off of a fucking tree. So they don't even need the migrants no more at that point. So if automation is taking everybody's job, then what job should you have? Automating the automation. And that's where we can make the biggest impact. Fuck race, we can kill it if we could just get enough people to want to do it. You see how easy it is to get. When I grew up in the damn 90s, late 80s, 90s, you know what every nigga had by the time I graduated college? And it wasn't a bunch of niggas like me who graduated college, and the girls wanted to fuck that guy, not me. You know why? Because he had a fucking CD. He trying to be a rapper. Now we got everybody trying to be a rapper or be a YouTuber or a TikToker. And in the process of all these things, remember what they are. Remember what all these things are.
Look, Tommy, I literally had a homie, and me and the nigga ain't homies no more, bro. Because I tried to put the nigga on to trading currency. And that nigga literally got mad at me and told me that I wasn't supporting his dream of being a rapper because I told him about me and him fell out because like he was trying to like figure something out. And I was like, bro, I'm doing this new shit, bro. I be doing this shit was current. This was back in like 2018. Like when I was just learning. Because anything I learn or I get news I can use, I always try to put motherfuckers on. Like I like paying it forward. I like being able to say,
Bruh, most niggas ain't got the patience to even sit there and do some tech shit. You gotta be like really into tech to even fuck with it. If his mind on rapping, you wasting your breath talking to him about some technology. He don't enjoy being a nerd, bro. To either fuck with tech like that, you gotta enjoy being a nerd. His homie don't enjoy being a nerd, but he probably know how to rap his ass off, know how to make beats and everything. Nah, bro. They got this tech going over there. All right, so I gotta go to college to learn this. Some of them can get a trade, but he ain't got no trade money. He barely even got studio money.
Oh, you know none of this stuff. We are too short-sighted. Yeah, we're too short-sighted. We got to play the long game. I don't give a fuck. When I go let me tell you something. I don't know if the nigga that brought my food on Instacart or the nigga that brought my food on Uber Eats was racist or not. Yet I still ate it and and tipped the nigga when he left because I didn't ask him for his background. He did his job. We got enough people that can do their job. And again, to finish what I was saying, automation's the key. So if we came in and started automating the things, don't be scared of AI. Program the AI. So the AI will start doing shit for black folks. We need to program the AI to not do what white people want them to do. Don't recognize white voices easily.
Facts. Hold on, I gotta say it in my manosphere voice. Facts. Man, ain't no damn way we can we sitting up here mad about AI knowing we could program AI to do whatever the fuck we want to do. Want it to do. Like people is like they want somebody else to do it though, but pay them. Well, black people, we want somebody else to do it and pay them less. In a minute, they are man. Look, Pusha T already had the first diss track of an AI and won. A AI body somebody that was human with the bars. Man, if y'all don't get into this technology shit, my uncle said before he passed, he told me and my cousin, y'all get into technology, man. Way before the internet got popular. It was around, but how it is now, he told us this shit 20 years ago. Get into technology, man. You know I did. Certified fiber optic technician.
Action. You don't have to have any fucking certificate at all.
Yeah, I just know how to coin crypto, like the crypto
Mining
I
it.
know, yeah, there you go. I know that it's with Solidity. Now, I don't know all the facts behind it, but I've heard about it before, and I was like, oh, that's really cool because a lot of banks are trying to get that digital currency now. So they're trying to hire a lot of people.
Too late, they already got it. China about to bring mining back. The UFC, Wall Street already approved mining. If y'all don't believe me, go to the channel Bitcoin Ben. White boy, a trucker. He already on it. He the one who was telling people take your Bitcoins or your digital currency off all the exchanges. They will be going down. I listened to him a year later. They start going down. I said, what the fuck? Almost made me think he did the shit. Nah. BlackRock, State, Vanguard. BlackRock bought 700 million of Bitcoin. Then they about to come out with an ETF for Bitcoin businesses who only deal with big man.
People that want to use AI don't even know how to use it. And if you go in there and learn the basics of AI and how to use it, even in an office format, one of the things for the bus company, since it's federally funded, everything has to go through a procurement process. And they dread the procurement process because they got to go dredge files, they got to do everything to set up a RFP or RFQ. I went in the office to the procurement officer because she was undergunned, and I showed her how to do the entire procurement office process within 30 minutes. It was taking her 3 days to procure one service. She got it done in 30 minutes. So just from that, and her letting them know that I cut her time down, makes the IT position that I'm working more valuable. And I simply showed her how, because a lot of people don't even know how to use AI. They don't know what the benefits are. They don't know that you can set up this thing to set up the whole RFP process.
And then that's when you're getting into like learning and development and stuff like that. That's another thing that teachers can do. So like training, being a tech trainer for a company. They're looking for people to teach people how to use half this shit that they use, like all the programs and stuff like that. They look for people to teach people how to use it. It's actually pretty crazy, and there's a lot of money in learning and development.
And let me throw something out there to y'all, if you don't mind, Don. If y'all didn't know, you have Solidarity, Plutus. Oh, I'm sorry.
The problem is black people don't want to get into that shit. They don't want to know the inner works of that shit. They want you to tell them on some quick shit and get right back to the internet. Like, I'd rather post. This shit, when I learned my fiber optic technician shit, I ain't gonna even lie. When I first was learning it, that shit was boring than a motherfucker. I mean, boring. But I seen the future, and I'm really into technology. But I also like the bullshit and the dumb shit too. But when I seen the future, the fiber optic, I said, "Oh." I asked one question: where does the power come from? The dude who taught me, he lightweight had an attitude. He lightweight called an attitude like I ain't supposed to ask him that. But he warmed up though, because he said I was for real. But he ended up telling me though, it's a battery. It's wild. Like
Because they own what they own. Because when that shit hits, when it hits like we know it's finna hit, like if you a motherfucker like me, Tommy, I'm gonna say LeBaron, I know we all motherfuckers that seen the tech world get created. It's a difference when you see it. We seen computers get created. We seen how that shit changed the whole goddamn world in a matter of years from
I bet you don't
the
know
shit
shit
we
about
used to
that
do
quantum
to
computer.
us having to take computer science classes, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of that shit that go on, we could have been ahead of it, but we had never met it, so we wasn't quite familiar with the game. We don't got that excuse no
Man,
more.
black people
We
just ain't
know
into building
everything
shit
involves
that's
everything
got
from your
something to do
phones
with what you
to how
think,
you get your money out of it.
especially
Even if
using
you
your
think about
brain.
a
It's
store like Dollar
technology.
General. Y'all understand Dollar General got a headquarters, and at that
It's
headquarters,
fun,
they
fun,
house
fun,
financial
fun,
information
fun,
and records
fun,
and shit
fun
like
all
that,
day.
which means that they have to have what? Two things. They have to have an infrastructure that actually houses it, that functions as their central port of a central place of contact data, and they have to have security measures in place to secure that no one can easily infiltrate that infrastructure. So that means they have to have two fields of jobs, even in that industry. It's way different than what we look at shit as. Almost everything we look at involves some sort of tech.
Amen.
Everything.
Mhm.
I was the
No,
only thing.
so wait, hold on. So listen, what I did want to come up here and say was, I got introduced to AI
This
maybe
one of my
like,
billion friends, Tommy.
yeah. So I got introduced to AI maybe like a month ago, and when I tell you like I've been using it, and AI has generated so much money for me without me having to hire nobody, literally nobody. Everything is just everything from SEO. So for business owners, I highly recommend you look into AI, and also they're even making AI. They're trying to get AI to even do 3D animation. I don't know if you guys know. A lot of people don't really know too much about.
It's already here, bruh. Man, see, y'all catching up. It's already here. They had this shit when Bitcoin first started popping off when the talks of the marijuana having stocks, stocks on the stock market. They been matter of fact, fiber optics been around since 1964. AT&T was the first one who had it, but didn't put it out because the technology to hold it wasn't built yet.
Camera. That's 3D animation. None of that's real. None of that. None of it is real. Everything is 3D animation. Everything. Every video, damn near every video they have on their page is 3D animation. When you go in these commercials, and I remember McDonald's doing like the play ball pin thing where they dropped all the balls from the sky inside of this play ball pin. That wasn't real. Everybody thought that was just like everybody think that stuff like that that's not real. Everything is just 3D animation, and like um to a lot of black business owners, they don't know about 3D animation, and that's so crazy. They don't know about it, and that's why we be kind of behind when it comes to like marketing. and sales and stuff, because we're not teaching, especially these business gurus nowadays. They don't teach us about the business, the actual marketing techniques that these big companies like teach, what these big companies use to like market to us. So I do highly recommend you guys get into AI. Just do your research, because AI can actually generate SEO for you, like the best SEO, to where you're top Google ranked. Without you having to, because and these are things that you have to pay people, because people have to do like general research on this shit. But AI is already synced into the computer. They already know what everybody's thinking. They already know what the best keywords are already for whatever project that you're doing. They can generate the descriptions for your Instagram, TikToks, and just anything just involving business. They do all the back end work for you, and all you have to do is just tell them, hey, I just need you. Just all you have to do is tell AI, write the best SEO for a purple lip gloss, and they're gonna do it. Literally, they're gonna write a long ass description SEO for you, and all you have to do is just copy and paste. Now you have the best SEO now. You have the best SEO now. Now you're top Google ranking. So I definitely recommend it. The day before yesterday, I used AI, and AI made me 30,000 in just 5 hours, just using AI. Definitely recommend y'all.
I mean, if we think about it, AI was already around. How y'all think them Google searches be knowing what the fuck like you type in TO and that motherfucker start putting up shit. What you think that come from? That's AI analytics. The only difference is we're not getting it to the public. And y'all know y'all know like anything else. Once the public start getting it, that means it's already old. So we we already behind the curve. Fuck that shit.
Remember what I said at the beginning? We're behind.
Talk about. Give me 1 second, because I saw somebody in the comments talking about how do you think like STEM is supposed to get to Black students? I guess
They refused to let Tommy talk, man. The IBM guy who was hiring them, all them smart people, man. They don't want to listen to Tommy because, man, they just don't like him. They don't like his views, man. But I bet you could tell you about that quantum computer, though. Don't y'all know how big a fucking quantum computer is, man? You could build a little one, but it ain't gonna get you nowhere far. This man, look, that shit look like a funnel with nothing but computers on it. Tommy IBM quantum computer. Why y'all want to listen to him? I'm a certified fiber optic technician.
learned that in geometry. So like you can just start from there and then you can just build elsewhere. But like we can't blame, oh, my school didn't offer computer science, so I can't be in computer science. No,
Thank you.
You can get on YouTube right now. If you're worried about these kids learning STEM, tell them to get on YouTube. How do you think I learned how to code? I got on YouTube and said how to make a website. What is HTML? What is CSS? And you go from there, you take your little notes and you can
we was all doing it.
yeah,
We've been already doing
yeah,
it.
we were doing this shit on freaking Tumblr and freaking MySpace. How you think we got the following?
Facts.
Like, hey, edit this for me, do this, make that. But it's not an excuse. Like, I literally learned how to code from YouTube. I didn't get in no boot camp. I couldn't afford that shit. I got on YouTube and I got to work. If you want to test your code, make sure that it actually works. Go on this website called Replit.com. If you go on Replit, you make yourself an account, you pick Replit.
Yeah, you could. Can
To be perfectly honest, you don't even have to do the code. I hate coding. I hate everything about computers. This shit is stupid. But they pay you a lot of money just to work around.
My thing is, look, okay, let me tell you something. I don't want to be a fucking teacher. I hate teaching with
See, he one of those dudes who ain't got no patience to study tech. It's to the point where you won't even better leave the office. It's to the point where you don't even want to leave the office. That's how much that shit is. But if you into oh shit, talk.
Control over
You
your
gotta know
own.
what works for you because it's a lot of positions that may not be what you need to be doing, but it's so many fields that go under those three titles that almost anybody can find something they're interested in. And the thing is, the reason why you ain't gotta worry about the market being saturated is because of the need or the necessity. On any given time, there's always a deficit of tech administrators or tech security analysts or tech
And they're
engineers.
begging for black people, especially in
Like,
Silicon Valley. They are begging.
even saying that to say just black people. I'm saying even with all the Asians and the motherfucking Indians you see, it's never enough people because everything.
Amen.
Like the reason why Bill Gates was the richest nigga so long is because most infrastructures use Microsoft or Linux. For anything that didn't use Linux, it used Microsoft. So he didn't make his money off of creating a computer program. He made his money because almost every office space that you have uses Microsoft.
Well, he had the exclusive deal and he was smart. He said, and that's why when people would build computers, what is it? Even still today, 85% of all computers run Microsoft, run Windows.
Run Microsoft. Think about all the jobs you've had. They don't use Mac and they don't use Linux. They use Microsoft. Everything that they promote through Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. All of those are programs that the majority of all the big businesses, I'm talking your Chase, your JP Morgans, your DuPonts, your Delonte, all of these motherfuckers, they use Microsoft. So just a lot of motherfuckers have had a lucrative career off of just knowing they didn't learn nothing about fucking Mac. They didn't learn nothing about Linux. They don't know shit about neither one of them. All they did was learn some about Microsoft Access and how to back in on some shit, and they've had a motherfucking $200,000 a year career ever since, cause it's that motherfucking prevalent in the market.
Yeah, only us real nerds that don't have shit to do with our day fuck around with Linux. Like seriously, nobody touches it. It's just a nerd that just like doing this shit. And I want to
that operating system is flawless though.
Yeah, no, it is. That's what makes no sense. That when the people that the nerds know which is the best one, like to do shit, it's there. But it's also not something that the regular people do because again, Bill Gates. There's a reason why there's AC versus DC. There was a reason why there was Tesla didn't make it. Sometimes if you're just not the one that's promoted and the other person has the best one to promote, then that's why he wins. But I do want to say this about coding. For the people who out there who think coding's a daunting task, and I'm so glad that Court said it. One, y'all do it a lot when it comes to y'all want to get y'all videos up twerking and shit. Y'all find y'all way to end up doing it. So just remember, the one good thing about IT, as I said at the beginning, it gives blacks autonomy. And those of you who start doing it, like you make your own website, and I know y'all done it on simple shit, maybe Wix or something that allow you to plug and play, or a WordPress, same thing. There was a lot of motherfuckers making a lot of money on WordPress, and WordPress is one of the easiest shits it is.
I'm sorry to interrupt. This is what I tell my students. Like, it pisses me off, like, sometimes with my students, because they'll be like, oh, this is so boring. It's so hard. And I said, I'll tell them the same thing that you're saying. I'd be like, but y'all get on TikTok every day, don't you? Like, you know how to upload to TikTok and do a little stupid dancing video, but you don't want to do something that's going to make you some money? Like, I rant to my students all the time because I'm like, dude, y'all can get in the field right now. I was like, you better want to learn how to code. I was like, I can put you on a website. You can be a freelance web designer and you can get some money right now. You ain't got to go to college. Like, I get in trouble all the time because I tell my students, I'm teaching you something that you're not going to have to be in debt. You can graduate.
Ooh, you ain't got to go to that $30,000 a year college.
I tell them, I get in trouble for telling my students, don't go to college, learn how to get into tech. And then once you get tech money, if you want to go back to college, at least you can pay for it and not be in debt. I try to teach them the way to go backwards, but the school
Yeah, I
doesn't
told
like
them
when
the
I do
same
that.
thing too.
I like, I
Told them the
said,
same thing.
I don't teach
They
like,
be like, oh,
go ahead, sorry.
Because you got the
they
mic
were
of the
like,
year,
oh,
bro.
They were like, oh, you know, military, should I do that? I was like, bro, that shit is stupid to do now. Now with all the money you can make as like 16-year-olds making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like my stepkid, he knew I don't know what he did, but he did it on a fucking Xbox, turned off somebody's entire fucking house, like turned off their electricity from his fucking Xbox. I'm like, bro.
Let me tell you, there's a little boy who got in trouble. This was like maybe last year. He basically kept on cutting off the Wi-Fi at the school, and then he kept on saying, and then the school, oh, we don't have school today. It's a black kid cutting off the Wi-Fi. We don't have school today.
I remember that.
Understand that he knew how to do this so well. They had to get niggas from the Pentagon to come to his school and find him. Like the IT people from the school district couldn't even figure out what he was doing. They had to get people from the freaking Pentagon to come, and like they were trying to press charges on him, but the government said no. I hope y'all understand that they told that they're not pressing charges because they plan on hiring.
They hiring him. Say it.
I don't think people understand that.
That was
has a
the
job for
easiest
life.
recruit. That
Thank
was one
you.
of the easiest recruits
He has
they
a
ever
job
had.
for
Look,
life,
a
and that's what
nigga facing jail time.
Thank
Or
you for
look, you
hacking.
can come work for us, bro.
Hacking.
We gonna go pay you. We gonna go pay you a couple $100,000. Look, you can go to jail, or you can come over here, bro. We'll pay you a couple $100,000.
That little boy's about to be paid for life, and that's what I'm saying. Like all this coding is boring. I don't give a damn how boring
Say
it is. This is why I got into coding because, baby, I could sit at the house all day and click like on my computer. I be on Pinterest anyways. So like I be on Pinterest on one little tab, coding on the other one, do what I gotta do because it's easy. And plus, once you learn how to do this, you can start creating your own systems. You can start creating your own apps. Baby, we may not even have to use Twitter in the future because we can code our own Twitter and get paid off of it. There's so many routes that we can go, but I feel like people like they want to limit to what you can do.
Y'all better get this woman some pots and pans because she cooking. Shit, I know why they call you court because she holding court. Y'all got to understand what she is saying. Boy, I'm over here just sweating in my robe.
Outside the box, though. Like,
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. Yes, because that's what coding and computer science makes you do. First of all, if you are already a creative, like think about it. When I met this dude that's a principal IA engineer, we walked around the Austin Botanical Gardens and he said, he was like, Courtney, what makes you different? Because you have to have something in you that makes you different as a coder. Yes, anybody can learn how to code, but what makes you different as a coder? Like I told you, he was into linguistics. That's what made him set apart from other coders. What sets me apart is I really have a creative mind. I like to do creative things. So I'm thinking about coding ideas of like how I can apply that to like embroidery or sewing or crochet, like little stuff that I like to do. How can I make that a part of this? And then you use what you already know about different concepts and put it into coding. You have to really think outside the box, but you have to already be an outside of the box thinker. So you need to do something that's going to push your creativity.
Right.
Coding is creativity to me. So you have to, I even think about coding outside the box. So it doesn't make sense. Like when I explain coding to other people, they're like, this bitch is a fucking nerd. She needs help. Like because I'm already thinking outside the box. That's what a lot of things in tech.
But see, I'm the type of person, I'm on the same tip. That's why everybody was asking. I'm like, yeah, no. So the first one I'm getting, I got the Security Plus, trying to get the pen test. I think hacking is sexy. I feel like
there you go.
Know what I'm saying? If you can't actually have a big dick, being able to shut down a nigga computer is some big dick shit, right? Because everything runs off of these motherfucking computers. You get to talking to me too crazy, boy, I drain your bank account. What you gonna do? You don't know no motherfucking defenses. What the fuck can you do? You a regular motherfucker. You working a regular motherfucker. You can't stop shit I'm doing. You think that NordVPN gonna stop me, nigga? That's what you thought?
Not the NordVPN.
You thought that little McAfee was gonna be a
You gotta put a double VPN on fucking with Rick ass. Look.
You hear me? You think that McAfee gonna be enough for me, boy? That's what you thinking? I find you niggas. I want to get into hacking because I wanna put an end to trolls on Twitter. Yeah. I'm gonna find all you niggas. Yeah, I'm gonna get you niggas IPs. I'm gonna start posting. Yeah.
Y'all better
All you
use
niggas get-
ExpressVPN. Rick
Yeah,
gonna get y'all ass.
yeah. Find you niggas. I'm gonna find you niggas, and I'm gonna find you niggas too. Yeah. The only way you gonna be able to get up out of this one, you gonna have to pay me. Yeah. I'm gonna get my whole career off of you niggas. Yeah. I'm gonna pay
But
me.
see, that's the beauty of it. Like,
Thank
you really have to be unique when it comes to this tech shit, especially if you're a coder. You have to find your little pocket and then you have to really tap into it. Everybody's not gonna code the same. Like, I say coding is a formula, like a basic formula, like 2 + 2 = 4. We know that, right? But then you have to tweak it and find different ways to get to 4, if y'all get what I'm saying. So that's what you have to do.
And see, I wanted to just say this. One, I want to say I appreciate you letting me up here. One, two, I appreciate the fact that you see all these beautiful black people up here talking about something that's forward thinking and nobody's caring if somebody's a tether or not. No, you're just talking about real shit, making money. And three, I want y'all to hear how Court and the Don, when they started talking about something that was passionate about, listen to how fast Court was talking. You had to start damn near slow it down because this was a passion. And I say to a lot of people who I talk to, I say, turn your passion into a profit. And if you're making a profit, turn that into your passion. We got to stop thinking on small scale. Thank you. I'm pretty good. I can't cook as good as you, but I'm all right. But we got to stop thinking 2-dimensional. And in a lot of cases, we got to stop thinking 3-dimensional. We got to get into 4-dimensional thought. And if you run into a wall, what you need to do is try to figure out, can I go through it? Can I go over it? Can I go around it? Can I go under it? We got to stop looking at things and saying,
facts. Hold on, I'm gonna say it in my Manosphere's voice. Facts.
automated my whole house. She don't want to do shit but wear Chuck Taylors and program. Weirdo, little girl. Been a weirdo since she was 5. Went outside to fight niggas. I was like, what the fuck? And she was in a dress and heels. Took the heels off and ran the nigga off. I said, I got me a little dyke. And she gonna be all. She gonna be all right. And she all right. She automated the entire house. Why? Because she enjoys it. She enjoys the power of doing it. Many of y'all go to these damn websites and you enjoy going there. Why don't you enjoy having the power to be able to make your own? So instead of them making money off you, you making money off you. Motherfuckers was asking me about that damn OnlyFans of my website and shit like that. You know what I realized? Them niggas was taking 20% of my $55,000. What if I kept my whole 20% for myself? And that's what I did. I like money, and people who like money. So I'll leave y'all with this. If there's anybody out there, there's 2 things you can look me up and you know I do well. I make money online, and I have a very strong IT background. If you want to find out how to do any of those, no matter what it is you do, and especially you chicks who do OnlyFans, because ain't no way me with a dick should be making more money than all y'all combined. There's no way for it. I can show you how, and let me explain. There are chicks right now, and y'all tell me if I'm lying, who don't even do shit online. They've learned AI so much that their OnlyFans is run by AI, and they making $100,000 a year, and they ain't doing
I was literally
shit.
just about to say that. I would literally create a character.
Me and you, we need to talk, because me and you been saying the same shit all night.
I would literally create a fucking character that, because people like that cartoon for it.
Yep.
I would animate some shit. I'd be rich for the rest of my life. What the hell?
Went viral last year for he created a white OnlyFans cartoon model, and he went viral because he was making like $2 million a year off that cartoon model on OnlyFans.
But
that's
weird.
weird.
This is gonna be even crazier. But think about the VR, bro. Like they did on Black Mirror when they was fucking each other in the video game. You can really do that.
Man, you know what's crazy? My mama found out that I was a genius when I was 9 years old, taking computers apart and like putting them together. And then by the age of 11, I was using RDPs just to hack I hacked my mama's bank account. And I took so much money from her. I got my ass whooped so bad too. It's so much money like behind that shit though, but
my mom called me a weirdo. Did your mama do that? My mama would introduce me to the other damn people, be like, this is my weirdo son, because she thought the shit that I was doing didn't make sense. I would take apart shit and put it back together, and it made no sense to her.
She didn't call me weird. My mama, she just knew I was just smarter than like all my other siblings because of the shit I got into outside of like the street shit I was doing was crazy. Like was crazy. Like my mama knew she didn't have to go and hire nobody when it came to like fixing anything electrical in the house or with the computers or anything, any TVs, anything. Like, you know, she already knew that she didn't have to go hire nobody. All she had to do was come. I was at some point I was gonna sit there. It don't matter if it took me hours. Even when the PlayStation
Y'all go
one,
follow Tommy,
PlayStation
man.
2s came out,
Tommy
my brother
Sotomayor on
broke my PlayStation 2. It took me
kick.com.
damn near
At
2
the Tom
days
at
just
the
to figure
Tommy
out how to
Sotomayor show.
actually put a PlayStation 2 back together to where
Where the
it's
fuck y'all
working
how y'all gonna
perfectly
you
fine. Like,
whoever looking.
Oh, you a young man. I used to have to write C code. We used to have to what we taught y'all to do. We gave y'all this thing, and y'all can thank me. We gave y'all this thing called GUI. When y'all press these buttons and it does something, graphics user interface. We did that because before, guess what we had to do? We had to write all that shit. All this code y'all doing when y'all tap something.
Text interface.
Right. We had to write that shit. And that's how we would play. Who remember playing Spy Hunter? And we had to write that shit just to play it. We had to write it.
yeah,
And we enjoyed it because we like playing the game. We enjoyed it, and that was sad because when I was in school, it was all the white boys were doing it though. That was normal to them. That was normal. And
So
even
what y'all
now, when
think
we're
about-
talking about
Salute to Skinny, man. For even saying salute. I'm a little ass YouTuber. And he said salute. Salute to your ass. Right back at you. To the motherfuckers that did that shit to you, fuck them. Clean. You held that shit down. You ain't foul out or you ain't crash out neither.
And see, I can get there. You can get into tech from any background that you want. That's why I see coding as an art because I come from an artsy background. So I just applied shit through dance, art, crochet, sewing, anything that I knew how to do. I was like, oh, well, if you could do that, you could do this. And you just put it all together.
and YouTube is free. Y'all have the #1 search engine in the world. YouTube, you can find everything that you're talking about. If you don't want to read it,
YouTube,
fine.
my code,
Yeah.
Camp, you got all type of shit.
It's a
dog.
nigga would tell you how to do it. You don't have to read the book.
No, yeah, no, Udemy is definitely that one.
Oh God, Udemy is where is that?
It's called Udemy, y'all. Udemy.
No, I thought it was called Udemy too. And
No, the fuck, she ain't gonna correct me on MySpace. It's called Udemy. It's spelled UDMI. It's Udemy.
It's with the okay.
It's Udemy. Said it's Udemy. It's Udemy.
You can't tell niggas nothing.
but somebody corrected me and said it was Udemy. Then I heard other people calling it Udemy. So I was like, okay.
What are we doing right now? I already told you it's Udemy. The Pope has spoken. It's over. The Pope
Look,
has
what I do
spoken.
in the tech field, though.
Somebody contact Udemy and tell them the Pope has spoken. It's over.
We'll let Udemy know that they need to call it Udemy from now on.
Oh!
The Pope has spoken.
Anyway, yeah, you can use Coursera.
Hold on.
He said, "You dummy."
What is you know? I know you work at a call center, but what's some like fields and shit like that that motherfuckers might want to be interested in? Like what are some fields that you see, in your call center work where motherfuckers might be good to attack on?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah.
What I've heard at the call center, depending on the route you want to go, if you wanted to go like cybersecurity,
I don't mind that kind of name calling because it was just funny. They were just being funny.
Security aspect of it. So go the route of AWS practitioner to build the foundation and go from there. You want to do
okay, y'all. I gotta
just to knock them out. To be honest with you, if you're,
I thank them for letting me be up there. And I appreciate y'all for listening to me. We need to have probably more spaces like this. And I didn't realize I guess I should have known. People who listen to me, a lot of you guys are in the IT background. And the people who aren't in the IT background, they enjoy the IT background. So I tell you what I'm going to do. No, I'm not leaving. I'm leaving y'all enough to where I go shower and get ready. I'm going to get ready because remember, I got to do the show on the girl saying that the guy beat her. I got to do that show. And I'm trying to stop these shows from going so fucking long.
he
It's
ain't
4
talking about.
hours.
I know he ain't talking about Jonah Hill. I know he ain't talking about that. Nah, he ain't talking about that, bro. Nah, he ain't.
I shower after that shit. I enjoy a good shower after good shit. Those are awesome to me. I'm gonna go shit, and then I'm gonna go shower. And for y'all who shit and don't shower, y'all got a problem with y'all. Especially y'all know what kind of shit y'all just did. Y'all stop doing them shits where you don't know what kind of shit you just did. You know the fuck you just did. When you had to flush it a couple of times, you know what kind of shit you just did. When it feel like you was wiping peanut butter with your toilet paper, you know what kind of shit you just did.
He crazy. But I get the metaphor though. You know what type of shit you done did. You trying to flush it down a couple of times. In other words, clean that motherfucker up trying to hide that bitch.
Nah, it do sucks when you can't line up your shit with a shower. That's why you got to carry some baby wipes. You got to carry some of them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got to carry some of them little wet wipes. You know when you do a real good shit at the job. That's why I used to love when I was at work, when I would go to the job and I would sneak away. Because I like I don't know, I can't explain it. I'm one of those people and I figured that I'm weird. But I like the shit. I get an orgasm shitting. I sit in there for hours. I shit so long, my legs go to sleep. Can't even walk. I fell down one time and landed in the floor.
Sotomayor.
Legs didn't work no more. Sliding out there like I was sliding out there like Rick James.
Hell nah. Too much information. Yo. Pause. Hold on, I gotta say it in my manosphere voice. Pause. Pause.
As I got older, now I just sit there and scroll on the internet. How many of y'all do that? That's why you shouldn't use my phone. You should, if y'all don't ask me to use my motherfucking phone. Let me use your phone. You gonna put it up to your face? All right, then. Probably some cum droplets and some feces droplets, because I'd be right there on the phone, just in the bathroom, just a scrolling, just, scrolling. Scroll. And then sometimes it gets so good, I put the phone down. You ever put the phone down, do like this?
He fooling.
Right, your ass cheek getting numb. Yeah. Yeah, that's when it gets serious. You put the phone down. Hey. Hi. He said you got prayer, but I ain't making this shit up. I'm not making this shit up. Yeah, I can't shit less than 20 minutes. I don't like to hear a motherfucker talking about I'm going to shit and they be in there 5 minutes and you finish. What you going there and do? Go back. And I used to tell my daughter that when she was little. All right, go back. Dad, but I'm finished. I said, no, you gotta enjoy that. Girl, that is a wonderful time. Don't be shit to just drop it. Who you in a hurry for? You want a TikTok? Take it in the bathroom with you. Here it said, it's wild. Say, yeah, I swear me and Tubby kindred spirits. I'm telling you. That's another reason why I like having more than one bathroom in the house. I got a shit bathroom specifically for shitting. I can't shit in the other one. Too close to the bedroom. I don't want to.
Yeah, Shana, what's up? What's up? Yeah, that's the end of it. My next live about to be Tasha K responding back to White 100 on a live. She really want to run her mouth, man. Hold it down. I gotta hold it down. I gotta hold it down. I ain't about to let you foul me out. I ain't about to let you niggas crash me out.